is TSM playing to their own strengths. They're trying to pick what is comfortable for them, what they are super confident in, and we'll have to see them play at a very high level to ever beat SKT. So they need to play comfort, I think, to ever hope to attain that. And this is something where there are some easy targets for them to take down. Yeah. Things like the Sona are very susceptible, and the Ashe. Yeah. And if you can have Haunter succeed in that side lane, you definitely can pressure Galio.
Just have to follow the mid laners right now. Level 6 on Biz. That's an opening. Graves comes in. His ulti adds onto it. Ashe arrow flying in. You can't really run cleanse if you're Bjergsen because you need barriers to kind of protect yourself. It is a tricky game to play Syndra in, and Bjergsen needs to really perform at his absolute top level to pull this one off.
And that is always going to be the case against SKT, no matter what.
That's a great point.
No matter how good your draft is. I mean, I felt like Flash Wolves really outdrafted SKT in the previous match, but they had to show the best game of the tournament for pretty much every single player, because you don't get to make mistakes. You don't get to have a losing lane against SKT, really, and hope to get away with that.
Right, that one losing lane is the way back into the game for SKT. Everybody does it so powerful and masterfully. And we'll actually see if Bjergsen gets caught out, giving himself a good amount of distance and watching that entry to the river. This allows SKT a bit of an invade, but same thing on the top side.
Always kind of sucks when you have to play SKT later in the day and they lose the first one, because you're kind of like, these guys are not going to tilt.
They're angry now.
They're going to get very angry. Chroma is going to be like, guys, that was unacceptable. Here were all the mistakes. We're going to change it up. Like, next game, you're going to just go in and you're going to smack whoever you're playing against.
And Bang's interview about wanting to have cleaner games was before their loss, because he said they still had the 4 games remaining. So they wanted to have cleaner games, then they lost. This is a super motivated SKT that is going to look to close out this game as fast as they possibly can.
That means there is no room for mistakes. Continuing the vision to stop Peanut's reign in the jungle we have been seeing throughout this tournament is one of the big things. But I guess it's every lane, as we have been saying. A tough task for TSM as we start off with some wards on the bot side, but no experience just yet.
Bang to get zoned away and actually took a bit of damage to his face. Now SKT will get control of the red buff, but obviously TSM just put down a ward saying, okay, we know you're starting here.
Now, the interesting part about this is with the Ivern, that you're disrupting his jungle, because the only way he's going to feel away your camp on the other side is by committing his smite. And now that he's submitted his blue buff, this would be super delayed. So I think Peanut actually has time, if he wants, to try to go his red straight to his own red and try to stop that. We'll see if he's going to try to go for that.
The only person I've ever seen that before is Odd One back in the day. And we're like, why don't they go red to red? Oh, he's going red to red. This time, we don't get it again. And the general is not pleased. 2 minutes in, it looks like regular camps for the junglers.
40 seconds on that smite, have available in time. And seems like Peanut are okay, just kind of hitting. To be fair, also, Peanut didn't actually know that Svenskeren started on his own blue. Maybe he thought that Svenskeren actually walked in and just stole the red at first and then walked back to his own jungle.
I completely agree, but the one thing with Ivern is you have to commit all your health and put down all these marks, and you can't actually collect them for quite some time. So if you can get over there, you know that only some of your camps can actually be stolen, because the ones with the smite are the ones that are most vulnerable.
So Bang just checked every single camp in their own red side jungle. That now means they know, okay, they're all marked by the Ivern, but he didn't actually start there. He also, after they have started on the blue buff, he's now back his own jungle. You know, though, he's just doing a full clear on his own side. They kind of split the jungle right now. He's not actually contesting the Ivern, despite knowing all these camps are marked.
And you can look at Bjergsen trying to assure that his jungler can actually pick up these camps now by pushing Faker, and Faker being a little bit of trouble here.
Low, oh, towards the turret. Playful trickster.
But this is key, because Bjergsen needs to be dominating the mid lane so that Sen can safely pick up camps and top lanes to be pushed in so that they cannot collapse on him. Otherwise, Peanut would have been able to come up, deny the collection of his camps, and get a big, big lead.
So Peanut ends up checking in the end of the camps are now gone. Scaring at level 4 on this Ivern right now. Faker didn't have flash, obviously used his E towards the, but that's again, Fizz will always just get shot in early on. He's not the strongest laner pre-6. Just the kill pressure he gets with the ulti Haunter, using his push would probably go into skill blast.
And it's also the farm, right? Like, how far can you get ahead? And so far, Faker is pretty much dead even here with Bjergsen, which is very good for him.
Yeah, it's always the value of being teleport. Right. If you're a weaker early laner and you know you're gonna get, poked down, you have to go back, instant TP back to lane, just make sure you stay even. Faker's even roaming right now.
Feels good to get that vision ward down. Lane's setting so he can get some safety on the bot, but since Garen was really covering the bottom side here, waiting for Turtle and Biofrost to get engaged.
And that pink spot is one of the least checked by professional junglers.
Oh, yeah.
I feel
You
like
don't
these
say.
wards stay a ridiculously long time, and it gives you so much value because they know where Svenskeren is, and this may be Peanut just gonna run right into him. He's been spotted now in SKT's jungle. They come up here.
It looks like they decide not to. Maybe not enough power in their hands just yet, but the vision is enough power for them right now. Still able to encroach those wards.
And obviously talk about the Graves pick here for Peanut. Picked very early, so we don't want the Ivan. We pick one of the counters to Ivan instead. Like traditionally when Ivan was played all the time before the nerfs, Graves came in as one of the picks against him. Things like Rumble, Jungle, saw as well. Just like these junglers here that can clear really fast and then join like these team fights with a ton of AoE damage because Ivan's own shield is only on one guy. Obviously the Redemption Locket will be the AoE he provides.
So you point out, the effectiveness of that teleport. Now the teleport is down and there's no more charges on that corrupting potion. The next time that they can force him to base is the one where you kind of get punished for more. So the continued aggression from Bjergsen is going to be pretty key.
Continuously clearing that ward, just pinged it. Peanut went down behind Red to clear the vision, and he may come mid for Bjergsen. Knowing the vision was cleared, Bjergsen has that clock, and he knows when to move.
Peanut didn't really want to gank before level 6 on Faker. Faker is just a few minions off. Goes back, gets full HP so he can return to lane. He sacrificed the wave basically to say, I want full HP for when I hit level 6, and then we can make a play.
And I think Bjergsen should know this, and I'm looking for him to base and buy something like a Negatron to help try to survive and potential all-ins that could come out. But meanwhile in the top lane, Concert went for the cold buy. He's going for that pretty greedy buy. He's trying to get advantages here, and
Sucks for you.
tonight.
Ring round the rosy. The game of cat and mouse or Graves and Tree goes to Svenskeren on that one. Looks like, again though, the junglers consistently knowing where each other are, but still getting a one over on each other here and there.
So here is Bjergsen's base, and we'll see what picks up.
Bot lane trade.
Fire in the bot lane flashes.
Double flash there. The resolve would have locked in one. Mid lane fight as well. Chum the waters onto Svenskeren as Faker going to be pushing him right out of the lane. Decides not to go for it. A little too risky.
This is actually pretty good for Bjergsen that the first ult is actually used on Sven before Faker's picked up any CDR. Sven can happily base, then come out, pick up his jungle camps, and that all-in potential has now been kind of delayed.
So, the 1v1 will be fine for Bjergsen for a moment, but what if we add in Huni? What if we add in Graves as well, which is what SKT might be looking to do, because that's the thing, once you hit that long-range fish from Faker, you're just coming with the E as well, or the Q from Faker, and then you just Huni ulti right down.
Which is why it's so important for Sven to be playing around the mid lane as he is, to always be in the back pocket here of Bjergsen, because he cannot survive that 3-man gank by himself. But with good positioning, and the Ivern to back him up, perhaps he
That vision we saw from G2 in the last game on the top side to spot also the moves from Huni. Whenever he leaves that top lane, to just kind of call and see if you maybe spot him on the way down so Bjergsen knows a fight might happen.
And vision has been constantly getting cleared out by Peanut. Bjergsen has been dropping his wards around the top left side. They're getting cleared out by the jungle pressure. Constantly coming in, threatening that out.
It's like he's now placing them one in mid, knowing it won't. They can use the vision.
It hurts.
Yeah. That is actually my favorite warding spot when I'm playing as well. Because people just never, for whatever reason, never check that brush. It lasts so long.
They already clicked somewhere else on the map, so the carriage just takes the fastest route. Daisy's in the building.
I think Peanut, one shot,
from
two
TSM.
shot, three shot, knock up. They're gonna have to walk out of this one. I think they get away with the buff as well. Around the wards, that vision ward we're talking about as well was placed at 4 minutes down there by Faker.
And we have to remember that this is a blue trade because SKT had already stolen away their blue, so they're trying to keep Bjergsen with his blue buff and the Lost Chapter so we can non-stop spam out and clear out those waves, kind of play more safely around that. But Faker clearing out the vision, always having the threat of that extra tension.
As long as Bjergsen has a tower as well, right behind him. Stays a bit safer with the barrier. And of course now the early magic resist that you pointed out earlier is a that he should get. Now, we also look at Turtle because he used Flash earlier to try and go for that trade with Bang. Maybe the Bang was going to step on a trap and then he could try and win it. Level 6 Sona right now. Double TP coming up very soon as well. That might be a dead Kaden, but first we look in top lane.
And Faker making the room here, but Ivern is behind, so if they commit too much, could be turned around on them.
Great read from Svenskeren. Bjergsen calling a missing lane. and they choose correctly on where that goes based on vision.
And Sven definitely does deserve some credit this game. Yeah. While he has not gotten involved in any kills, nothing like that has happened. He has been in the right place at the right time. He has been covering his laners, anticipating their moves, and I think that for a guy who has received a lot of criticism, he's playing a good game.
Absolutely, a supportive role as well. He has to be with the team at the right time, sometimes harder than making your own plays, because you really have to make the decisions at that point.
And he finally gets his iron as well, being banned so often against him.
Yep.
Now he actually needs to be a big playmaker, which is where he's been punished a few times when he's invaded in, he's looked for a skirmish, he then gets caught, he dies. Not really needed on Iron. He's looking bot lane now.
Yeah, in this setup, you can see Wolf posturing aggressively on the Sona. If you can land that ultimate, it's very easy to follow it up with the Ashe ult, and Turtle has to show the respect very defensively. They may be setting up for this 5-man play that you had called out earlier. Sven not in the area just now, but looks like not going to pull the trigger just yet.
Biofrost can get the Mantra shield up, protects quite a bit. And more vision being cleared right now, priority for SKT. This is that clean game. If the other team doesn't have vision, they have no idea what you're about to do. And that's what Peanut is on right now.
Just every single time Bjergsen is pushing up his wave, Sven is right there in his back pocket, making sure that he can't get all in. And Pots are starting to take a lot of damage here. He needs to get some magic resist, itemized for that wit's end.
There's the on the waters, nice dash through for Faker, gonna do a lot of front end damage. The lateral hits, not enough to take him down, but this is 2 lanes out now for TSM.
Oh, that's a lot of damage, but Bjergsen did not blow either summer. Good calculation on the damage and very patient.
But they forced Bjergsen now to play very defensive, potentially even go back base. That allows them now to roam bot lane. Remember, they have double TP. No flash on Kingdom still for a few seconds.
Haunch stayed in lane as well. This could be Huni picking up a kill.
Oh, he's going forward.
Try to get the flash, the hit. Huni comes up with first blood.
As soon as he punched forward there, as soon as he used that E, Haunter needed to flash, expecting the top flasher. He does not.
They're looking for a fight right now.
Wild Turtle gets the arrow on the side of the fight. No protection for him. Sven now in the eyes of SKT as Bjergsen's looking to give him a scatter.
Huni's behind him right now.
Huni just Sven scared with the blast cone. The alley oops himself to safety, and Sven is going to prep this, get what they can on the way out.
Ooh, but why would you try and contest a dragon when your top laner just died and the enemy top laner, of course, sitting with TP?
Bjergsen just got hit out of mid.
Yeah, I mean, your mid laner just got pushed back. You have double TP on SKT. Your top laner just got first flooded, and you're up there trying to get TSM's bot lane had no business being around there, and the first big step from them is definitely going to cost them time.
Quick cleanup here towards the bot side. Good absorbed by Sven, and we'll see this one again.
Yeah, they're simply so split up. Their mid laner is not even close, and their top laner is dead. That is nothing you can do here, trying to stop that dragon, and you just sacrifice yourself for no reason.
It doesn't matter how you play that out. There's no way you're really going to win that one. And Haunter, moving towards that board, he is eventually going to be able to outscale and start to bully this lane. But the fact that he actually got solo killed with this matchup is pretty disappointing, and you needed to show some more respect for the Huni.
I'm just on Galio hype train. I think every single game we have Galio, he's doing well in laning phase because his base numbers are very, very good. He's a tank with wave clear as well, and his ulti has been very impactful. Every kind of every kind of composition we've seen, at least at this tournament. We've seen him once where dive in and you want to try to use it to, get into the front line. We've also seen him in protect the AD carry comms, but he used it to say, here's a 40% damage reduction ulti on whoever's getting caught, and this guy won't die.
And I personally really love the diving ones because I think that you can always use it defensively, but the offensive option is what it sometimes lack, and it can sometimes be harder to close out games because you don't have something like a Nautilus or the hard engage. But when combined, with a Fizz or with a Zed as saw last time, you still have that. So you have all the options, and you have the shoved top lane too, so it's certainly looking pretty powerful.
And to add on to that, when you also have then split power, you automatically start relying less on pure engage because you rely on pushing lanes and then roaming in behind the enemy, and you get the flanks where it can be, a Fizz hard engaging basically from out of nowhere. If his ulti lands on someone, that's the way to start a fight, and it's not like, a Java jumping in and having that open engage. TSM moving down bot side, trying to get things down. The Bjergsen doesn't know they're there. Straight into an open jungle. Haunter was getting the TP in, which gave him the false edge security, and they both get deleted. They do find Bang, however. Baker is coming down, though. Huni not joined. We'll see if TSM can push for this turn. That is really the goal, as they're losing their top side. trades back and forth. Han makes it out. Teleport and flash down for him, but the play it made is he gets building. Top lane is Huni. Garen getting hit up. Finger belts forward. He should have the damage even after the resolve walks down and go back into the fight with Peanut. Flashing forward. Reloads the gun and looks for the hit on the Bifrost. Monster shield to set the team, but it's not enough. Faker closes the gap. Playful's back and he's such a trick to come up with a double kill. SKT get everything. They clean TSM in the 3v4. They get solo gold on Huni in the top from that first turret, and they are off to the races. I actually like this from TSM with the TP advantage, but because he already killed German instantly, it comes to 4v4, and now, you know what they Sven actually stepped onto that fish. He got tagged, but
stood right there, lost so much from it, and that prompted the engage there from SKT, just posturing too aggressively.
Yeah, also to remember, it was an 80 carry traded for mid laner for the fight, and 80 carries at this point are not very strong compared to that level 11 Fizz from the mid lane. So Faker was happy taking that fight.
He certainly was. And a lot of credit to that later play goes to SKT anticipating roam down with the control ward. They hit the Ashe ult and the Sona ult onto Bjergsen. They kill him before he can do anything.
I mean, that turnaround was beautiful. Again, they were under pressure. TP came in, it'd be 5 members from TSM on the bottom side. But because they reacted so quickly, killed Bjergsen, they just removed a lot of the threat. And that actually allowed them then to defend and then set up this next play. I think I said it was a 4v4 after 3v4, obviously.
Take stock of the fact that Huni was also able to get that solo in the top. They left solo for Faker in the bottom when he took down the turret as well. So they are getting their lanes going in favor of Huni and Faker here. Now onto the Cloud Drake. You can speed around the map a little bit faster and get under the skin of TSM a little bit more.
TSM now is going to need some time, but it's going to be hard because, you know, with this 80 cannon, if you can't get side lane priority, you really do not add a lot to the game. And I think that it's tough because he's now down 1,000 gold after getting first blood solo killed and the turret going over to Huni. Huni is going to stay relevant for so long that it's hard to see Hunter, you know, and his team lasting long enough to hit for him to get in.
Oh, fights everywhere.
Top, fight in the bottom. Faker, Bjergsen going on 1v1. Here comes Easy as Faker's supposed to get out. Redemption comes down. I think he could stay alive for a little bit longer just to provide some nuisance to the bot side. There it is. He does go down as mid-fight fizzles out with Wild Turtle falling. Now Hunter, he's been taking the Winds of War damage the entire time. The way Huni farms the caster minion in the back line has always been hitting Hunter, prepping him for another solo kill.
It's a disaster in the top lane for TSM. The fact that they just push cannon died again solo against the Galio here. Huni playing this champion to near perfection right now.
He really is, and SKT is just looking too strong, and here's fight in mid lane, or Hurdle getting caught out. That Ashe Sona combo, layering it very, very well, in full commit to the fight. They're now looking at Rift Herald for Huni, which secures him even more top lane dominance.
And it gets almost impossible now to play the comp. If you look at TSM,
right.
There was this like 1-4 with the winning side lane with the cannon, and then you had one lane on the other side. You just kind of push, and then you move the 4 members together. So Syndra, Caitlyn. None of these champions really want to sit in side lane against the Fizz. They want to just push lane, leave, go mid, then group as like a 6 comp. You can't do that when now your top lane is already losing, so that's a problem for you. He might actually die again.
He doesn't have flat for another second or two. I think he is going to die.
Huni with enough for about 4 or 5 heated up tower shots. Gets out with about 120 HP to his name. And they're just making it look so clean the way they wanted to.
TSM should finally get the turret down here, but I mean, they're just, it's not enough right now for them. And focus, you know, adding insult to injury. Peanut is so bad and going up top and extending that lead is going to be so tough to come back.
It is so hard to find ways to get enough gold on the Caitlyn that you're trying to protect with your Iron Calm composition. Because right now, Caitlyn hits her weakest part, where she wants to farm, she wants to get her Infinity Edge, she even wants to get 3rd item before she can really start dealing damage to Huni. Like Huni right now are already sitting 154 armor. He's going to get an Iceborne Gauntlet, so that's going to be even more armor on top of that. And Last Whisper is obviously not going to be built very soon if you look at Wild Turtle and his current situation.
Hunter tagged with Troubled Waters. Still the stun, but Playful Trickster about to get in safely. He used it to get out and get that ultimate out of Haunter along with his. Now mid lane's being pressured by SKT as Faker has just been causing trouble on the bot side. Sven and the team don't want it to go down like this, and they initiate onto who forced to pull back, and things are looking good. That's the tank to turn away first.
TSM holding on to the mid lane, a good redemption bot lane to protect their top laner, and Ben playing pretty well around this, but TSM is still getting pushed down, and they're getting chunked out. They're very low on health. They're going to TP in. They're going to try to force this right now. TSM needs to retreat.
Baker just flexing with the teleport, and it's what the team needed to go forward. You got to remember, they're still working with the crescendo, so TSM can't even get that far forward if they want to.
We know that LCK and SKT, they don't really value the Ivern that highly. They think it doesn't really do enough early game. Let's talk about that after in case Faker wants to fight again. He is spotted though, so no ulting either.
See how much damage they can put out. He still has teleport back to his position if necessary.
Meh.
That's a little win there for Haunter, as he at least gets the Galio ult out.
Very small win.
Very small win.
Small win. He was looking for.
You know, to go back a little bit to the itemization that you were talking about, I think that the Iceborne, especially in a situation like this, is so smart for Huni because he wants to take the lead he's already gotten and maintain his side lane dominance. And this is such a strong dueling item. It's going to allow him to fight up and stay really strong against Haunter for quite some time. I mean, Haunter at this point is going to need many items before he's ever really able to deal with it.
Exactly, and Bjergsen is under pressure now.
Scattered back, Peanut gets a heal. A little bit of movement speed as well to stay safe. But it is not above SKT now to just go for these engages. Know they can get Bjergsen to be out of position for a second. They're looking for the kills everywhere. They know how strong they are here, 21 minutes in.
Peanut had another great game. Was never really under threat, and as I was saying before, you know, SKT, they never really value the Ivern too highly. They think it's too easy. Invade him. He doesn't really do enough in the early to mid game. You can just farm against him as well with picks like Graves. And he's been doing that. You know, early game was literally just him running around killing wards. He didn't join any fights. He didn't have to. He just power farmed. And I'm not sure this is the game to convince Peanut that Ivern is a champion needs to play. One time you pick it.
I mean, it's tough to say because, you know, if Haunter is getting an advantage in top lane, then perhaps this comp starts to look very, very different, right? But, you know, the way that it's been played out by SKT, they have certainly gained all the advantages.
And that's kind of the issue with Ivern. It's hard for him to go top and really snowball Haunter, really help him compared to some other junglers. Bang bot lane, force flash.
Flash, any ultimate coming out. Looks like they may be able to drop bottom turret. They're going to get pushed off by TSM while Turtle Frost coming down. So just a bit of damage, but respect still to be paid by SKT here as they make their way out. However, they're across the map. They're playing like a 2-1-2 right now and just making it work.
And I mean, the control they have gained in the jungle, they're taking away camps on both sides of the map. You can see none of their jungle camps are up, and they're farming TSM's jungle, and that's why you're seeing this gold lead just balloon. I mean, this is not that long ago that it was a pretty close game, and they're up 7,000 gold at this point. SKT is so good at taking anything you give them and really extending that advantage further and further and further.
It's always that mid game where they don't actually take any risks because they're just pushing lanes, getting deep vision. They spot TSM and they know, okay, if you're sending members to top side, we take everything on the bottom side. So they're not going for any crazy tower dives yet. They're just taking all the farm on the map. They also want to be strong enough to just sit down a Baron without Huni being there. They can obviously, of course, put Faker with TPs back up down to the bottom lane and have Huni with the team on top to tank the Baron. Can't do that right now due to the cooldown, so they're just kind of waiting and taking every single camp.
Complete control over the buffs as well means Bjergsen cannot put out as many orbs. His damage is reduced. Also starting to be levels behind, so expect to see those level 16s from SKT very soon. Here you can see the taunt in. Huni wins a war a little short as he gets bladed. And it will be bang just on his backside. I wonder if Huni stays in this fight. Looks like he decides to back.
I think he will. I think they're going to move Bang down and look for the repeat Ash Arrow. Remember, they forced the flash not long ago, and this is another thing that SKT really excels at. Punishing you in those windows where you don't have your cooldowns.
This is a bit risky for Bang. Oh, he hits it though.
Oh, there's the flash hit. Huni had it, and he has used that flash off cooldown to get the taunts in. Svenskeren doing what he can, but a little late to the party. Goes in. Here's Biofrost. Not too much damage just yet. But Wild Turtle here to throw in the DPS now. Is it enough? He doesn't really have it behind the Hurricane, and it's now be Wolf coming in to sustain the team. They could get behind the turret as Peanut is just on the end.
And Turtle just has no damage. I mean, he had to go into the QSS. He doesn't even have his 2 items. He's going to need 3 or 4 before he even starts tickling Huni at this point.
24 minutes, boys. Sailing for late game.
We got late. I'll see you at 40.
That play though from back, he actually, so when he roamed to the jungle, Peanut and Wolf, they were running for base. They were not even close. Faker's TP is still not ready. He was on the other side as well. Good thing though, the Bang is pretty damn good at hitting the arrows, so they actually kill Hanzo through redemption and everything. That was the first risky play they pulled though in this game.
And it's also good that Huni is hilariously fed. I mean,
it helps.
It's so hard, even if they don't hit the arrow there, can you actually engage through Huni, take them down? Probably not, because nobody's dealing any damage for this. And now he picks up full Thorn Mail. Like, Turtle is so behind in itemization for where he needs to be to kill him. Now, not only do you need your IE, your second Zeal armor pen, and you need lifesteal to not just die to the return damage. I mean, what else does he need, Division?
He needs his team to help him as well, trying to kill this Galio. Probably a remake would help him at this point.
Huni is at 327
Look
armor.
at this guy.
As we go down, we'll see. Won't matter that there is a turret there.
I know, you can see right now, if you look at the minimap, Caitlyn Karma will join first. We don't actually want to see the rest because no one died. Luxury items for Huni with 327 armor, 25 minutes into the game. Not what you want to hear as an AD carry. It's been some rough games, I feel like, for the AD carries. Last game as well. Sven is getting dove by like everything.
Yeah, this was tough, but kind of in a different way. And we'll see if they can ever kill Huni. I don't think so, because the rest of SKT is coming down, and the team coming in from Faker.
Huni right now is just a prep for the rest of the team. He says, all right, I've absorbed the ultimates. Let's take it home. They're going to be able to Hanzo. Huni very, very low, but Faker goes to front with the Sun. That's going to be Huni down, but there goes Sinskaren, and a lot of the summoner spells are down for each team. It's how they use the abilities now. Cooldown's coming back up. It looks like SKT feels like it's a bit too dangerous.
The raid boss is down, but they can't handle phase 2 just yet, so we'll see.
I bid. Discuss the tactics, figure out what we do. We got to do it again and again and again and again.
That's the thing, they're so far ahead, they can do that again and again and again.
And the problem with this boss here is he's actually going to get a DA probably. So
see it again.
That phase gets a little bit harder to play.
And I mean, Huni is playing a little bit silly here, right? He's so far ahead of the team, but it does work out because they just don't have the damage to kill him. Even diving turrets this early on, SKT has confidence that they can at least win this fight.
Actually, nice stun on Baker as well. He didn't get to do a whole lot in the fight, but the trade for 1. Small win for TSM. I don't think it bothers SKT.
I think those moments for SKT just let them know that, hey, there's still mistakes to be made. We just won't do that again.
Yeah.
Easy correction.
Let's take the Baron. The bumper ball these minions once again.
That decision making also made it hard for TSM. They have to find these fights. With a single target hit from Yerkson, it's hard for Hanzo to get in now, even past Huni, as we've been talking about. It's about SKT kind of making those mistakes now.
It really is, because TSM has to maintain vision control around Baron, but there's so many ways to engage for SKT, and they're so strong and far ahead that if you ever caught out, the fight is already lost. So, you know, it's a battle between how far forward can you go and how far back can you let your vision be pushed.
You can see the separation of just levels in the fight. 16 for Huni and Faker, 15 Bjergsen and Hanzo. That's quite a bit of damage there to be had, or resistances in Huni's case.
We actually often see teams either try to create a little death proc, get 1 kill to just delay to get further, or potentially even just surrender the Baron. To say it's actually too dangerous if we face check. Bang his bot lane again to try and gank for his carry.
Cannon wave, next one's pretty far away. Looks like they're just going to call Haunter's attention here to see if they can get any rotations they want. Mid lane's going to be pressured and pushed. 15 on Infernal. And they're going to wait for TSM to make a move that probably just gives SKT a really nice Baron or that Dragon.
They are, and it's like Peanut's so fed that Bang is, all right, you're the AD carry now, I'll be the jungler, I'll gank the lanes, don't worry about it. Maybe pick up a sight stone a little bit later.
See where they go. The decision has been working so far. Scrying orbs forward to make sure they have that vision. The bot side, if it is, Bang to be down there with Huni. Infernal first. And we'll see TSM start to make a move. They say this is our chance to pressure and vision. Let's get it around Baron so we can at least jockey for that.
Again, a game like this is just one of my favorite things about SKT and how stacked the lineup is. No, you don't feel like carrying today. I'm sure someone else, you know, to the left, to the right, will just like say, fine, I'll do it.
It's a bit of discussion we had when we saw Peanut on Ivor. Somebody can sit back and somebody else from the team step up.
It's actually something who also talked a lot about when he joined SKT, how like in the West, there's a lot of pressure on Koreans because when the team is not winning, everyone looks to the Korean and says, why don't you carry us? Like you play a carry and you try in your lane and then we see if that's enough. That pressure is no longer on him at all. That's why you start playing the tank because again, you rely on Faker, Bang, Peanut, whoever it is, to kind of be the big carry in one of these games. And this game was Huni and of course Peanut, as we've seen so often. They're looking for Baron now.
And TSM needs to find something here. Let's see if they can. Oh, beautiful fish.
Oh, double hit. Bjergsen, so many heals, so many shields. How is he still alive? It's Huni going in, and the taunt may just be the end. He finally falls after just about everything is used. Can SKT continue the fight on Svenskeren? Yes, they can. Haunser now retreating to the base. The Waves not really in position, but the Baron very much so.
When he got in the backline here, Raid Boss refuses to die this time around. He almost went down at the start of the fight, but he got out, and then it was just a quick turnaround for SKT to back at Baron.
And that is the gold lead working for you. When you're that strong, you can take those fights. You can edge out those little differences. SKT are going to knock down the Baron, and they will have a death hold on this game.
Patience, patience, patience. Waiting around Baron, going to Dragon, move TSM into that area SKT wanted, and they were able to find the fight with Vision. 13-3 now, 30 minutes in, Baron for SKT.
Simply means TSM, if they lose this game, will move to 3-5. The same we have G2 sing on, Giga by Marines, Flash Walls, Hansa might die.
That's the crescendo. Playing the final bits of music, Haunser still able to stay alive. He's not listening to what SKT is playing. And they're going to try and keep this one in favor. A good push from Haunser in mid has slowed things down, and TSM had a bit of breathing room.
They're going to try, but it sounded like Wolf is playing the ending credits.
Yeah.
Because TSM is pretty far down. In this one, and SKT have all the tools.
Believe in the late game, Azir. Believe in the late game.
Scaling.
All right. Everything on to Bjergsen. Chunked down. Huni's not even in fight yet. There we go. He joins now. Peanut almost goes down, but it doesn't matter at this point because the damage is simply not there. They're really hitting Huni.
And look at Wild Turtle's health. That's just from hitting Thornmail. He's not actually getting focused in this fight. He's just losing so much health to the return damage from that Thornmail.
Yep.
And until you have Life Steal on top of your armor 10, on top of your crit, you actually can't even survive just hitting this guy.
I feel like we keep adding more items to Wild Turtle whenever we talk about what it is he actually needs. Last Whisper is ready for him, so that's a small win, at least. You might need a blade as well.
Yeah, I think Bladed Rim King is a pretty strong item against Galio like this, but they need to hold on for now. Baron is up, and Haunter may get it picked off.
Right under the turret. It's not even going to matter here. Looks like he does keep himself alive. Very nicely done.
Sven has actually been so good with the redemptions. I have to give him credit for that.
Yep.
Cross-map redemptions, always on time with those. He has been saving his teammate, but they're getting crushed on all sides.
This is where SKT starts to bite down, try for damage on the Bang. They have to get out of the road charge, or entrance rather, and now the kill over onto Svenskeren. They're trying to assist the team from lane to lane, but gets caught on the rotation. Bjergsen toying with Haunser topside before Peanut comes down to crush the turret. And Wolf always there on the backside to sustain and move back to the lane.
Me back down the bottom lane for split, putting all game long, and only joined when his team called for him. Boy, potential fight. Signal up in the sides, and Huni will show up.
It has been a fantastic day from all the lanes here on the side of SKT, saying they wanted to clean things up. This one looked pretty squeaky clean up and toward the bit of the end here, and they look to put final touches on the last inhibitor turret, and the inhibitor now in their eyes.
And TSM know they have to make a play here. They're going to go for a desperation fight.
The Bane kill that we're looking for. Crescendo went out, a little bit of a miss on that. Wolf goes down now. This is how we saw G2 taking a hit in the last game. The damage that Huni can do, the damage that Peanut is providing from the back line, is now all on the front line, and Faker hops in now onto Haunser, running for the bases. Wild Turtle, rather, Svenskeren, he just spawned, I should say. And now, it is SKT onto the next turret. After Ivern, they're going to cut down the tree, not long for this world. And the triple kill coming in for Faker as they're on the Nexus trance.
They're going to get it all. Look like TSM could get a few kills, but then a quick turnaround from SKT.
19-5, 34 minutes in. SKT from lane to lane, bringing the pain.